Wake up!
The fire's coming. Are you ready for the fire?
We are firemen!
Got it, coach.
The heat doesn't bother us. We live in the heat. We train in the heat. And then we extinguish them.
Never. Not doing it.
Even back then, you were thinking, I'm just going to wrestle.
Yeah, because at that time, I was living at the Olympic Training Center. I was training for the Olympics.
Right.
I was like, yeah, I ain't going to do this shit. Nah, it's not possible.
So what was it that flipped the switch?
Rashad.
Really?
Rashad. The same time, I think 2011, I was still at the Olympic Training Center. I had gone back and just training. And I was friends with King Mo. I've known King Mo ever since I was in high school. And funny thing is, like, man, like, we were so connected because we were walking similar paths. King Mo is from, like, African descent. So am I. And he wrestled in Texas. And so was I in high school. And then he's a Division II guy. I went Division II. He was a national champ. I was a national champ. And, you know, walking the similar path. So I just felt connected to King Mo. So I would always talk to him. I looked up to those guys, King Mo and DC. And they were like, you know, the black dudes that you look up to. Because there weren't a lot of black wrestlers. So they was the dudes that we looked up to. It was like, yeah, man, King Mo. So he was been doing MMA. I think at that time he was the Strikeforce champion. And so King Mo calls me. And my friend Jake Fisher, who was a world team member at the time, was like, hey, you guys want to come down to Denver and train with us? You know, I'm going to train that night. Of course, I'm going to go. Yeah, train with King Mo, my boy. I get to see him, you know. So we go down. This is the first time I've ever been starstruck in my life. And this was now I've been watching MMA now, you know, I've done the show and all these things. So we get down there. And we're in the dressing room. I'm just thinking King Mo's coming in, and we're gonna work out with him. It was me, Fisher, TC Danzler, and another kid named Bo. And we're in the dressing room. We're changing, and it was Joe Warren's gym. We're changing.
Shout out to Joe Warren.
Shout out to Joe Warren, man, badass dude.
He's a funny dude.
Yeah. And we're changing, and all of a sudden, you know, I'm changing. I look back. Rashad Evans walks in the fucking dressing room. I'd never been starstruck in my life. I was just like, oh shit, that's Rashad Evans. Oh shit. So of course, you know, I had to play it cool. I can't be that dude, you know. I ain't no fanboy. But I'm thinking in my mind, oh shit, that's fucking Rashad Evans. I just watched this dude fight Rampage, and they do the Ultimate Fighter and all this joint. Like, oh shit, that's Rashad. So we get back out. Now we're training together. We're wrestling. And I just can't believe how, you know, good. To this day, he can fucking lie and say took me down. He didn't get one takedown that training session. I freaking took him down several times, ran him off the mat. But the one thing that I was impressed by how good of a wrestler he was. Then I started doing my research. I was like, oh, he actually wrestled. He was a wrestler at Michigan State. He was a 2-time JUCO champion. Like, he was a wrestler. I couldn't believe how good he was. But then after that session, we sat on the mat and we just talked. And to keep in mind, my whole mind is like, shit, I'm talking to a superstar here.
Right.
And he was at the top of the game. And I couldn't believe, like, we talked like we were brothers. Like, we was homies. Like, we've been best friends for a long time.
He's a great guy.
Man, I mean, I couldn't, he floored me. And I was just like, shit, like, that's Rashad Evans. Gave me his number. After, like, gave me his number. It's like, bro, yeah, like, hit me up. What you doing? What you gonna do tonight? I was like, oh, we got to drive back to Colorado Springs. He was like, oh, okay, well, I'll be back in Denver. I'm gonna hit you up. You know, talk like we were boys. And of course, I'm like, it's like you're holding the piece of paper, his number on it. I'm like, oh shit, that's Rashad's number. So I go home. It's like, do I wait 2 days to text him? What do I do here?
Like a chick.
Yeah, like a chick. I'm like, what do I do? Oh shit, that's Rashad's number. It's just sitting on my desk. I walk by it. I look at it. Oh man, so a week goes by and he freaking texted me. He just texted me out of the blue, like, yo, what up, man? Like, what's up? I'm gonna be in Denver this next month or something like that. Why don't you come through and train with me? I was like, yeah, for sure. So I went and trained with him again. Just, you know, hung out for a little bit. And then he started, it became regular. He would text me regularly, like, hey, I got a fight coming up. I'm about to fight Phil Davis. I'm going to bring you down to Florida with me to train with me for 2 weeks. Fuck, you going to fly me to Florida to train with you? Yeah, of course, I'm down. So now I became like part of his training arsenal. And every time, that's the thing with Rashad, every time he would make fun of you, like, you know, like brothers do, he'll poke fun of you. You know you want to do MMA. You know you want to do this. You should be doing this shit. Why you over there busting your butt and wrestling? Like, you would train all through this whole wrestling camp, go all the way to Russia, wrestle a tournament. If you won the tournament, you got $1,500. And this guys, I would help these guys train. These guys go out and beat somebody up, make $75,000, $100,000. Like, what the fuck? What sport am I in right now? What's going on? And so he kept poking at me like, man, you know you want to do this. You know you want to do that. So he slowly started to shift my motivation and my focus towards MMA instead of winning that Olympic gold. And then, of course, I was dealing with a lot of different injuries here and there, tore up my knees, tore up my back. And I started to feel like my chance of winning Olympic gold started to diminish more and more and more. And then I started falling in love with this sport here and there. And then I talked with him. I talked with King Mo, and King Mo was just like, man, don't straddle the fence, man, because I straddled the fence. And look what happened, because King Mo was supposed to be the Olympian. And he was like, I straddled the fence, and look, I lost at the trials, and now I'm in MMA, so if you're going to do that, just do that. And Rashad was like, why don't you come down to Florida? I was like, man, that's it, I'm done.
Wow.
Yeah.